Malta, a small island nation in the heart of the Mediterranean, might seem like just a dot on the map. But let me tell you, it's packed with surprises that will truly leave you speechless. Today, we're diving deep into the rich tapestry of this fascinating country, unveiling 12 shocking things that you probably never knew about Malta. Officially known as the Republic of Malta, this captivating archipelago sits between Italy and Libya, with a fascinating history dating back to around 5900 BC. Imagine being at the crossroads of civilizations, from Phoenicians and Carthaginians to Greeks, Romans, Arabs, Normans, and many more. Malta's strategic location made it a naval base of immense importance throughout history. It witnessed the rise and fall of empires, including the Norman invasion in 1091, transforming it from a predominantly Muslim country to a Christian stronghold. Fast forward to the 19th century, Malta became a British colony, serving as a crucial headquarters for the British Mediterranean Fleet. The islands faced a pivotal moment during World War II when they were besieged by the Axis powers. Today, Malta proudly stands as an independent nation since 1964, with a rich historical tapestry woven through the ages. Now, let's fast forward to the present. With a population of around 519,000 in an area of just 316 square kilometers, Malta is the 10th smallest country by area, but boasts the title of the 5th most densely populated sovereign country. Malta's cultural ties with Italy, particularly Sicily, run deep. Between 62 to 66% of Maltese people speak or have significant knowledge of the Italian language. It's a reminder of a shared history and heritage that has left an indelible mark on this beautiful nation. Catholicism is the state religion, but Malta is proud to uphold freedom of conscience and religious worship, reflecting its commitment to diversity and inclusivity. Turning our attention to the economy, Malta thrives on tourism. Known for its warmer climate, recreational areas, and architectural wonders, it's a Mediterranean paradise that draws visitors from around the globe. The 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum, Valletta, and the ancient megalithic temples, showcase Malta's rich history and architectural prowess. Number 1. Maltese know each other. Imagine living in a place where the phrase, "Do you know everyone here?" is not just a polite icebreaker, but a genuine question. Well, that's Malta for you. This tiny island, nestled in the Mediterranean, boasts a close-knit community that might just leave you astonished. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, that's impossible. How can anyone know everyone on an entire island? And you're right, it's not as extreme as it sounds. But here's the twist. Malta's size, coupled with its friendly atmosphere, does make it surprisingly easy to get to know a lot of people. Picture this. You're strolling through the charming streets of Valletta, and you bump into someone you haven't seen in ages. You strike up a conversation, and before you know it, you discover that you both have a mutual friend or a distant relative in common. It's like a game of Maltese connect the dots. The reality is, while it's not accurate to say that everyone knows everyone, the chances are pretty high that you'll share some social connections. It's not uncommon for locals to be asked if they know every other Maltese person on the island, and although that's a bit of an exaggeration, it's not too far from the truth. Malta, with its population of around 500,000 people, is smaller than many cities around the world. And when you factor in the close-knit communities, family ties, and the island's communal vibe, it creates an environment where connections are bound to happen. In fact, a survey conducted not too long ago found that a significant percentage of Maltese people have friends, acquaintances, or even distant relatives in common. It's like a giant extended family where you're always a few degrees of separation away from someone else. This social closeness also plays a role in celebrations and festivals. Imagine attending a local festa, and you discover that the person standing next to you is somehow connected to your family. It adds a special touch to the festivities, creating a sense of togetherness that is truly unique to Malta. Number 2. More than 300,000 cars registered for 450,000 population. You might be wondering, why on earth does a small island like Malta need so many cars? Well, it turns out, the Maltese have a unique relationship with their vehicles. Owning a car here is not just a convenience, it's almost a way of life. It's hard to imagine navigating the narrow streets and picturesque alleys without the hum of engines in the background. With just 316 square kilometers of land, Malta is a compact paradise. But that doesn't stop the locals from having a set of wheels. In fact, it's not uncommon for each member of a family to own a car. It's almost like a rite of passage. Imagine getting a car as a gift on your 18th birthday. Not a bad deal, right? And speaking of families, let's talk about the Maltese lifestyle. As a nation, they are known for being laid back, and having a car is practically a necessity. It's not about being lazy, it's about convenience. With such a high density of cars, not having your own wheels could make daily life a bit challenging. From getting to work to doing the grocery run, having a car makes everything a breeze. Malta has around 670 cars per square kilometer. That's one of the highest car densities in the world. It might seem like a traffic nightmare, but the truth is, the Maltese have adapted seamlessly. The streets are like a well-choreographed dance of cars, scooters, and pedestrians. Number 3. Maltese buses are very affordable. I know what you're thinking. Buses aren't usually the stars of the show when it comes to travel. But in Malta, they have a little secret that might just shock you. Let's get right into it. First off, let's talk about affordability. The Maltese buses may not be the speediest or the most punctual, but hey, when you're saving some serious cash, who's complaining, right? Imagine this, a 2-hour ticket costs a mere 1.5 euros during winter, and just 2 euros in the summer. I mean, that's practically loose change compared to other places, isn't it? If you plan on exploring for a longer period, the 7-day Explore card is a steal at only 21 euros. That's a week's worth of unlimited bus rides. Talk about budget-friendly travel. Whether you're heading to historic sites, beaches, or quaint villages, the Explore card has got you covered. If you're a resident or planning an extended stay, the Talinya card is your golden ticket. Picture this, unlimited bus rides, yes, you heard me right, unlimited and all for free. It's like having your own private chauffeur, but in a vibrant Maltese-colored bus. And there's something liberating about hopping on a bus, knowing you're not burning a hole in your wallet. It's not just about the savings, it's about the experience. Mingling with locals, catching glimpses of everyday life, and soaking in the beauty of Malta without breaking the bank. Number 4. Ocean-filtered water. You might be wondering, why on earth do they do that? Well, here's the scoop. Malta doesn't have your usual suspects like lakes, rivers, or reservoirs for fresh water. So, they've got to get creative. And what better way than tapping into the mighty ocean at their doorstep? Enter reverse osmosis, the unsung hero of Malta's water filtration saga. It's a nifty process that turns salty seawater into crystal clear, safe-to-drink tap water. Now, I know what you're thinking. Does it taste like the ocean? Well, not exactly. Some travelers find the taste a bit different thanks to the unique filtration method. But you know what? It didn't bother us a bit. In fact, it's a small price to pay for the ingenuity behind ensuring a sustainable water source in a place where surface waters are scarce. And let me tell you, exploring Malta is a sensory delight. The sun-soaked landscapes, the rich history, and now the ocean-filtered water. It all adds up to an unforgettable experience. Number 5. Underground tunnels of Valletta. You might have marveled at the picturesque streets of Valletta, but did you know there's a whole world beneath your feet? Let's dive into the intriguing history of these underground tunnels. Our story begins during the Great Siege of Malta in 1565. Picture this, both the Ottoman forces and the Knights of St. John engaged in a subterranean battle, digging tunnels to gain a strategic advantage. Little did they know, this marked the beginning of an underground legacy. Fast forward, and the Knights decided to continue tunneling for defense. They went beyond, creating a labyrinth of passages and even underground cisterns for fresh water. Their drainage systems were remarkably advanced, far surpassing anything in Europe during that era. Now let's jump ahead to the 1800s, when the British took control. What did they do? Well, they added a subterranean railway connecting Valletta to the suburbs outside the city. Talk about innovation. These tunnels, initially designed for transportation, later played a crucial role during World War II. When the world was engulfed in conflict, these underground passages transformed into air raid shelters. Imagine seeking refuge in the same tunnels once used for transportation. It's a testament to how history layers itself, don't you think? Number 6. National dish is rabbit stew. Rabbit stew, or as the locals call it, stuffet talfanek, holds the prestigious title of Malta's national dish. Now, before you start wondering about the Easter Bunny, Let me share a fascinating tidbit. The Phoenicians, those ancient seafarers, are believed to have brought rabbits to Malta more than 3,000 years ago. Talk about a timeless recipe. But what makes this rabbit stew so special? Well, it's all about the preparation. The rabbit is simmered in a rich and savory concoction of wine and tomato sauce, creating a dish that's been savored for centuries. Picture this: tender rabbit meat, infused with the flavors of Malta's history. Now, the feast doesn't end there. Traditional sides like potatoes and an array of vegetables join the party, creating a symphony of flavors on your plate. It's a combination that has stood the test of time, and you can still find it in traditional Maltese restaurants today. But hey, you might be wondering, is rabbit stew still as popular? Well, not as much these days, but fear not. The spirit of Maltese cuisine has much more to offer. And guess what? We've only scratched the surface. So, next time you find yourself on this charming Mediterranean island, why not give rabbit stew a try? It's not just a dish, it's a bite-sized piece of Malta's rich culinary history. Number 7. Most heavily bombed place in Poitou. When we think about World War II, images of battles on distant lands might come to mind. But did you know that Malta, a small island in the Mediterranean, holds the unsettling title of being one of the most heavily bombed places during that time? Malta, due to its strategic location, became a hotbed of conflict. Between 1940 and 1942, the island endured over 3,300 air raids orchestrated by the Germans and Italians. Imagine, 3,300 times the skies over this serene island were shattered by the chaos of war. It's mind-boggling. During this relentless bombardment, more than 30,000 buildings were reduced to rubble. That's the equivalent of wiping out an entire city. Picture that for a moment. And it gets even more staggering. Malta experienced a continuous onslaught for a shocking 154 days and nights. Can you imagine living through that? The sad reality is that Malta's churches, rich with history and other significant landmarks, weren't spared. These weren't just buildings. They were the heart and soul of the Maltese people, centuries of history wiped away in the blink of an eye. But here's the thing. Despite all the destruction, the fighting in Malta came to a halt in 1942. The resilience of the Maltese people during those trying times is nothing short of admirable. However, the scars of war ran deep, and it would take years for Malta to recover from the devastation. Number 8. Maltese in Australia. Now, let's rewind the clock to the aftermath of World War II. Malta, a small Mediterranean island, faced immense destruction. In the wake of this devastation, a wave of migration surged, with many Maltese seeking a brighter future. But where did they go? Brace yourselves for the unexpected twist. Australia. Picture this. Australia, part of the British Crown, became a beacon of hope for the Maltese. The English-speaking environment and the demand for labor down under made it an attractive destination. You see, it wasn't just about finding a new home, it was about rebuilding lives. Fast forward, and you won't believe the numbers. The migration boom resulted in an Aussie Maltese population that can rival the actual population of Malta. Can you guess how many? Drumroll, please. Nearly 200,000 people of Maltese descent call Australia home today. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. The Maltese community in Australia isn't just a statistical figure. It's a living, breathing part of Aussie culture. From traditional Maltese festivals to delicious culinary influences, the Maltese legacy is deeply embedded in the Australian way of life. Number 9. Season 1 of Game of Thrones. We all know how Croatia is the go-to destination for Game of Thrones tourism, but Malta has its own share of secrets. The beautiful landscapes of Fort St. Angelo, Verdala Palace, and the Mdina Gate served as the backdrop for some of the most iconic moments in the series. Let's start with Fort St. Angelo, a fortress that dates back to the 13th century. Walking through these historic walls, you'll recognize the same paths that once echoed with the footsteps of our favorite characters. It's like stepping into Westeros right here in Malta. Now, Verdala Palace, nestled in the Busquet Gardens, is another spot that Game of Thrones enthusiasts should definitely check out. Imagine exploring the same grounds where epic scenes unfolded. It's not just a palace, it's a journey through the 7 kingdoms. And let's not forget the Mdina Gate, a stunning entrance to the ancient city of Medina. This majestic location was transformed into the King's Landing Gate in the show. Who would have thought that this historical gem in Malta played such a crucial role in the world of Westeros? Number 10. Blue Lagoon Paradise. When we think of Malta, we often imagine crystal clear blue waters. And for the most part, that's what you get. A perfect setting for a refreshing swim on a hot afternoon. But there's something about the water near the island of Camino that takes it to a whole new level. Behold the Blue Lagoon. This paradise is a bit exclusive, as it's only reachable by boat. But let me tell you, it's worth the journey. The water here isn't just your typical Mediterranean shade, it's a mesmerizing patch of turquoise that looks like something out of a dream. Picture this, boats and catamarans dotting the landscape, creating a vibrant atmosphere. The Blue Lagoon isn't just a tranquil spot, it's a buzzing hub filled with excited swimmers, eager to dip into this slice of paradise. Tourists have been flocking to the Blue Lagoon for years, and it's not hard to see why. It's like a magnet, drawing people in with its surreal beauty and inviting waters. Whether you're a solo traveler or a family on vacation, this spot caters to everyone seeking a taste of the extraordinary. Number 11. Every kind of beach. When it comes to beaches, Malta has it all. I'm not just talking about your run-of-the-mill sandy shores. We're talking about a diverse range of coastal wonders. From pristine white sand to rugged rocky cliffs and deep blue swimming holes, this island is a true beach lover's paradise. Let's address the rocky elephant in the room, Malta's rugged exterior. Unlike some beach destinations, sandy shores are a bit of a rarity here. But don't let that disappoint you. Malta compensates with some hidden gems. Picture this, secluded coves, mesmerizing rocky landscapes, and water so crystal clear, you'll think you've stepped into a dream. Now, if you're on the lookout for those classic sandy stretches, fret not. Malta's got you covered. Head up to the north, around Melilla, and you'll stumble upon two gems, Golden Bay and Gaan Tufiha. These beaches are like nature's own masterpieces, offering that perfect blend of sun, sea, and sand. Number 12. Densely populated country. Malta is one of the smallest countries globally, fitting snugly into 122 square miles. Now, that might not sound like much, but here's the kicker. It's the most densely populated country in the European Union. With over 500,000 people calling Malta home, you can imagine the hustle and bustle in its cities. Take a stroll through the streets, and you'll see why it's such a unique experience. It's like a friendly jostle in a bustling marketplace. More than 1,300 people per square kilometer. That's the density we're dealing with here. And where does all this humanity fit? Well, everywhere. From the charming historical sites to the lively cafes, Malta's energy is contagious. But it's not just about the vibrant streets, it's also the traffic. Yes, the roads can get a bit congested, especially during rush hours. But hey, it's all part of the charm, right? Now, you might wonder, why so many people in such a small space? Well, Malta's rich history, strategic location, and economic opportunities have drawn people from far and wide, creating this lively melting pot. So, there you have it, Malta, the pint-sized powerhouse with a population density that'll make you do a double take. It's a place where every corner has a story, and every person adds to the vibrant tapestry of this beautiful island. If you enjoyed this little exploration, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more intriguing content, and as always, keep exploring the world around you.